dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Relaunch. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, folks? It's your good pal here. It's your doctor of the soul, the doctor of divinity, Dr.Ben. Here, and I want to introduce what we're going to do today. We're going to look at a comic book collection. Okay, we're going to look at one of my favorite characters. Maybe my favorite character? I don't know. It depends. Ask me tomorrow what my favorite character is, and we might have a different answer. But my favorite characters is... I'll pull this one up. This is the best one to hold it. The Punisher. Frank Castle. This is not the book we're looking at, though. This is an old book. This is back from 1914, I believe. No, it's not from 1914. This is from 1991. 1991. We're gonna look at this one later, but because look, how can we can't not look at that? I can't even see myself. This is Mark Teixeira drawing this stuff, drawing the Punisher. Killer. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at him. He's jumping. He's got a knife, cutting guys, jumping at them, cutting them. People with socks and sandals, white socks and shorts. You know what I'm saying? It makes you want to read it. It's a good comic. Right? Look at him. He looks like he's pissed. Look at him. Urgh. Smoking a doobie? No, probably not. Smoking something. Man, look at freaking Mark Teixeira drawing this stuff. Oh, like every page of this is just bombing everything, blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Like Punisher looks tough. Looks like he could kick anybody's ass. Look at him. He is calling. Look at that. Out of sight. So I'm saying Punisher has been one of my favorite characters since ever, right? My first comics I had that I lost eventually. This one, Punisher 38. Jigsaw on the cover. This thing is fantastic, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like, Punisher has been... Oh, this is the other thing I'll show you. First comic I did get ever. Fantastic Four 318. Mainly I got it because I knew who the Fantastic Four was. I got it because look at the back. Look at that. I wanted to find out what this was. Metal Gear. It's an ad for the first Metal Gear game on Nintendo. I was like, oh, an antidote. I want the antidote. Give me the antidote. That's what I need. Minesweepers, rocket launchers, all the stuff you could get in there. But so anyways, little 11-year-old me, wanted to subscribe to the comic books, get them delivered to my house. Didn't want any of these. Or these. What did I want to get? Only one. Punisher. That's what I had checked off. I need to get the Punisher comic. That's me. You could try and go there, but I burned that house down long ago. I didn't burn it down. It burned down after we moved out. You can go to the address and you'll see that it's now an empty lot. Probably they're trying to kill me is probably what it was. Probably somebody did know the address and was thinking I still lived there. I didn't. Love the Punisher so much. My first comic that I got professionally printed by Comix Wellspring. Relaunch. First issue of Relaunch. Really, it's kind of like a test issue, really, is what we're going to... Because we're going to be doing a crowdfund for the next issue of Relaunch. Had to learn some couple of things with how to do... I like it, but you know what I'm saying? There's some I didn't. What was I doing with that sign? It looks horrible. But, you know, I like it with the lady, the clown, and, you know, other stuff. I loved it. But, you know what I'm saying? I did the cover as a tribute, homage to the first appearance of the Punisher. I'll see if I can do this. We'll do this on one side. And we'll do that. I'll plop the original appearance of the Punisher, Amazing Spider-Man 128 or 129 or whatever. Did an homage to it because I love the Punisher. It's a cool character. we're going to be talking today about King of Killers, first volume of Jason Aaron's latest run on the Punisher. You know, the Punisher had been out of the comics eye for a couple years. People were complaining about having the skull and, you know, different rogue cops, rogue police people who were doing bad things, wearing the skull and wearing it around, and people were mad about it. People are always mad about guns. You know what I'm saying? People are always mad about guns in America. You know, that's fine. I understand that. I'm not saying I support it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I think we're talking comic books, okay? People want to bring all that, the stuff that's actually going on in the news, headlines, controversies, debates, arguments and stuff. They want to use comic books to further all those. I'm not really for that so much. Not when it's heavy-handed, you know, because this is the one thing with the Punisher is he's not, as much as the Punisher is like a realistic character, when you try to force your political ideologies, or your religious beliefs into a comic in order to tell your ideology, you know, you're not telling the story of the character, right? The character becomes secondary, the story becomes secondary, and it's just you're putting your beliefs there as the first and foremost thing. And another word for that is propaganda, right? Like, you're not trying to tell people a story about Frank Castle being the Punisher, and, you know, like Mike Baron did in this. This is Jigsaw Puzzle Part 4 of 6, right? You can pick this up. I mean, it's not on the stands right now, but maybe you can find it in a back issue box. It's from 1990. But you know what I'm saying? You could pick this up and start reading. It's Part 4 of 6, but immediately you know what's going on. There's Jigsaw, the bad guy, right? There's Frankie and this lady. Jigsaw's pointing at what's going on. You got to find out. You know what I'm saying? Every page leads you to the next one. You know what I'm saying? It tells you a story. It's not trying to tell you that you shouldn't have guns because guns are bad. It's not trying to tell you you shouldn't have horses. What if people said, hey, this horse just attacked Jigsaw? We need to get horses licensed so that people just can't have horses, else they could be having them attack people. You know, that's not what it's about. It's about telling this story, you know? Lady, spoilers for a 30-year-old comic, the lady gets her face jacked up, right? And they're fleeing from Jigsaw. Face gets jacked up on the cliff or something, right? And he tells her, you know, she starts screaming about her face, and he's like, look, this is my fault, I'll pay for it. And she's all worried about her face, and he goes, that's a nasty gash, but nothing that can't be repaired. You talking about plastic surgery? I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a comic book that's advocating plastic surgery. It's not a comic book that's saying you shouldn't get plastic. It's part of the story. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't try to convince you to do anything. You know, it doesn't. They're smoking crack. Not Punisher, but they're in a area of the town where there's people smoking crack. Right? It's probably saying don't smoke crack, which is a pretty, I think that's an acceptable viewpoint to take. Don't smoke crack. Okay, it's no good. I've heard people extol its virtues, tell me it's great. I've never smoked crack. Honest. It's real. I'm not a crook. I'm not a liar. Never smoked crack. It shows you Punisher doesn't agree with crack smokers. He shoots them. Back off. We're just trying to get through town. You know, like, it's a good comic. You know what I'm saying? It's not trying to tell you to do or not do any of this stuff. It's just telling you the story about Frank Castle and this lady and Jigsaw, and they're fighting with them. Look at that shit. Oh my, there he is. There's the Punisher. Just being a badass. Look at him. I've thought about, all these images have been like burned in my brain forever. You know, like, I remember it took me a while to refine this comic. Like I said, I lost it years ago and then finally found it again like last year. I could remember this scene from when I was a kid, right? I remember it being a lot more explicit, and it's like, it's not. All you see is like the shadow of this lady. But that's all you need in the comic. Well, I guess you can see kind of her butt. But even then, it's like so much in shadow. It's not explicit. Your mind makes it whatever is not in between those panels. You know, that's the magic of comics, is that your brain fills in so much of it, you know. But we're getting, well, I guess we're not really off track because we're all talking about the Punisher. But so this is, to me, this is just like one of the best Punisher comics ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember reading this as a kid. Like I said, like, it just, the images in it stuck in my brain forever. Forever. You know, Jigsaw up there on a roof with a bazooka. Frank jumping around, saving the lady, getting her out of the way of getting shot by the bazooka. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff in this. Oh, this was getting stabbed in the face by Jigsaw. Jigsaw trying to repay him, get a little bit of vengeance on him by cutting up Frank's face. And this image of Frank with the black skull on his chest. All these things have been burned in my brain forever. You know what I'm saying? It's like rereading it is fantastic. So we're gonna go over this one and some of the other issues in this run by Mike Baron after we get through examining his first volume of Jason Aaron's latest run. Okay, with that, we're gonna go flip over to the other comic that's on. Oh, this is the other thing. We're gonna do a shout out. I'll put a picture of Hoopla on here. If you can, if it's on your computer or your phone or whatever, get the Hoopla app. It's free. You log in. All you gotta have a library card account. You log in for free. You get your library card for free. They got books you can read. They got audio books you can listen to. I like that because I like to put on stuff when I'm drawing, coloring, and whatnot. I like to put on stuff because it's hard to read and draw at the same time. That's hard. I like to put on audiobooks. Got all kinds of audiobooks on there. New ones, old ones, all of them. They got comic books on there. They're all like, if you get to open the app, you bloop, 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 push the buttons. You got movies on there. You can get it on you got a Roku. It might be on the Amazon thing. Probably get it on your computer too. Can't say enough about a public library system and the services they offer for nothing. For having a library card, which is also free. You know what I'm saying? Get it. Get the app. This Punisher collection just came out. I think it was released in like November, maybe in December. Just came out though, and it's already on the app. Downloaded it, I read it, and well, let's take a look at it together, and we'll tell you what I think. Okay, we'll tell you what I think. That's what I can say. Okay, so to start the book, we're going to start on the back, because this is the back of the collection here. Punisher Volume 1, The King of Killers, Book 1. I'm just going to read this. I like these quotes to give you an idea of what we're doing here. Of course, we're gonna zoom in here. Collects Punisher series, started in last year, 2022, issues 1 through 6 by Jason Aaron, Jesus Saez, Paul Zacata, and Dave Stewart. Got spoiler. That's young Frank. It's young Frank Castle wearing a Captain America mask. Just trying to figure that out. I guess it's like the mask also has Captain America's face on it, but there's a little mouth hole. Okay, well, whatever. That's cool, I guess. Multiversity Comics calls it a new chapter in Frank Castle's life and mission with some truly unexpected twists. The Punisher story to end all Punisher stories. Born of tragedy, devoted to war, unstoppable in his rage. Frank Castle has become the most accomplished killer the world has ever seen. Now it's time for him to confront the secrets lurking in his past and face his destiny. What shocking event convinces Frank to take the reins of the deadly ninja clan known as the Hand? And once he becomes the warlord of the Marvel Universe's most notorious assassins, will it mean an end for the Punisher? Or a whole new bloody beginning? Is the Punisher truly the fist of the beast, the predestined high slayer of the Hand? Or is he nothing more than a prisoner of the ninja's twisted lies? Prepare for a show-stopping showdown against the very god of war himself. Okay. Parental advisory from Marvel and Disney. Of course, it doesn't say Disney, but that's what I always keep in mind now with Marvel Comics, is that they're owned by Disney, and, you know, that's who they ultimately answer to, is the decapitated and frozen head of Walt Disney. So anyways, this is the back of the book. I'll go real quick over here to the front. There's this picture of Frank against a backdrop of all these swords. I guess they're supposed to be hanging, because if you look, there's little... I guess if I point at the screen, you can't see, but there's... You know, there's supposed to be, must be some sort of like weapons rack that they're all hanging on. Another version of the cover. I wish when you went into sideways mode on this thing, this is in the Hoopla app. I wish it would give you, do 2 pages at once, but as we'll see, it does not. Every page is just a single page, right? It starts off, you know, with this a recap of a recap of his origin in the park with his family, people shooting each other. You know, as we know, Frank Castle's family was killed in a sort of crossfire, I guess. Gangs by, it does have this guided view, but I'm not really that impressed by guided view myself. I don't know, that's just me, I guess. I don't want to go through every page either. There is this conglomeration of all these different versions of the Punisher, or different artistic interpretations of the Punisher, which I kind of like, but also I don't know. I don't know if this was in the comics themselves. I don't know. Or if this was just an addition to the collection. I'm not really quite sure, because I didn't get the original comics. I just got the collection from the Hoopla app, as I've discussed. I kind of like this, but also I kind of don't, because it's like, it's not a really... I don't know. There's something about... It's just a collage of all these covers, and it's not... It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I do like John Romita's Punisher, of course. I wish I could name all the artists. There's Steve Dillon. Damn, I cannot think. I don't think that's Jim Lee, but maybe it is. Shit, I'm showing that my brain doesn't work all the time. My favorite Punisher artist is probably Mark Teixeira. Tex is like, anyways, it shows you a bunch of different artists that drew the Punisher throughout his history. Okay, so anyways, the King of Killers, the Punisher. And this looks like it was a 2-page spread, maybe, because it's not a 1 page, because that's not one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they put 2-page spreads into the format. I'm so confused with this stuff. Computer tablets here. Anyways, so it starts off in Greece, and this is shows us these alkalites or whatever, followers of Ares, the god of war. And this is where we're kind of introduced to what's, just throws us into the middle of the story where it is now. They said that there's someone at the gate. They said the Punisher right before they got cut off. Come in, front gate. Anyone at the gate, respond. We all know the Holy General's orders. Anyone who interferes with his missionaries shall be sacrificed like dogs on the pyre. Today we spread the word of the Lord, my brothers. These guns they got are somehow gamma powered or something. Gamma powered, like what made the Hulk. So, okay. The Punisher is just a man, and we are an army, blessed by our God with the most powerful weapons this world has ever known. Kill anything you see, apostles. Bless the... Blink. They got glowing. That doesn't seem like a good idea to have glowing weapons. But anyways. They're all dead. Or at least stopped, incapacitated. And, how? He got his hand cut off. Why is the blood black? I'm not down with that. I don't like going backwards. Reinstituting the Comics Code Authority again. Who do you work for? I'm going to be honest, I'm not really big on the coloring job. There's something about it that I'm not super into. Like, it looks kind of like putty or something. Putty, like clay. But, also this guided view thing is kind of lame. Like I said, I'm not big on this guided view. The Hydra cell. The guy's still standing there, and then what? Frank asks him again, the Hydra cell is dead. The Warlord is dead. Hatemonger is dead. Within a week, they'll all be dead. Every one of your clients. Who do you work for? You have no idea what'll happen to me if I betray him. Like, is it really that big of a deal if he tells someone that he's working for the God of War? I mean, because that's what they say. That's what we already said on the back. I know what'll happen if you don't. You mean you'll kill me? He can do worse. Like, you're wearing, like, Greek helmets with suits. Like, it doesn't take a freaking genius to figure out who you're working for. We know it's a him now. And you're wearing these goofy Greek helmets. Come on. For people like you, there's nothing worse than me. Either answer my question or pick up your gun. I like some of the views here. What does that look like on the page? Okay, I like that. Like, bless the war, and he goes for his gun. And still has his hand on it, but as I said, I'm not real keen that it's like black. Why is the blood black like that? That does not look cool. Except for here, it's red. I don't know. Now we see this is our first picture of the Punisher in action with his new skull logo. This Oni demon-looking skull thing. Oh, geez, the phone's ringing. Ring! I don't care. I ain't answering. Anyways, so there's Punisher. You can see he just sliced this guy's neck. Some of the blood is black, some is red. I don't know. Like I said, there's something about the coloring that is just not... Like, let's zoom in on his leg here. There's something about it that is just not working for me. I hate to feel like I'm being nitpicky, but maybe I am. I don't know. And this is the thing that immediately, when I first started reading this, because I've read through this already, this immediately took me out, right? Like, so far I'd been pretty much into it, but the guys, he's choking on his own blood or whatever. This is why the sickly ones were drawn here centuries ago. Not very good with this thing yet. He's talking about with the sword. He's not very good with the sword yet. Like, he meant to slice his head off or, like, completely sever his throat, but he didn't because he's not very good. Everything I have read, all the other Punisher comics I've read, and I mean, I've probably got, like, I'm not going to say I have all of them, but I've got a pretty big stack of Punisher comics. And none of them have ever implied that, like, Frank wouldn't be, really good with a sword. So much so that, like, he wouldn't be able to kill this guy with one strike, or that he would miss. There's all this stuff about the beast, seeding the red word of the beast in fertile soil. And he wipes the blood off on his arm, but we don't see it going off on his arm. You know what I mean? Like, he's wiping it off. We should see, like, some of the gore and whatnot sluicing off of the blade. I kind of wish they had done that. That would have made it a little bit more. And again, here's the next page. We'll go back out, but I just want to zoom in on that because that's what I was saying. There's no blood on his arm. Look at that. That's where he just wiped all the blood off. Not a stain. What? He is the leader of the Hand. So they all sneak out of the boxes or whatever they're doing. They're all hiding. And then there's this whole, he goes back and this is the citadel, the fortress, or, the honeycomb hideout of the Hand. The Hand's honeycomb hideout. And we got this old lady who's like the archpriestess of the Hand, right? And I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit here. Because I want to show you what the deal is, there's a whole, because if you want to read this, go ahead and get it from Hoopla, get it from your library. Hoopla is the digital library app that I use for my, you can get digital comics off of there, books, audiobooks. It's really nice. I recommend it. There's this whole bit about, they're bringing him the day's catch. Murderers who went free, rapists, abusers of children from all parts of the world, and all found and brought before you by your most faithful disciples. Your ninjas would be proud to dispense with them for their high slayer in whatever torturous fashion he so desires. No. Oh, and this stuff in the red boxes is the high priestess talking. I make the offer every day, knowing he will decline. It is a fine example to the others of the power of his dedication, the white-hot focus of his rage. He is the Punisher. He swings the sword. Okay. It goes into like a recap of like them when they brought him over to the Hand. They snuck in. I'll leave all that for you. But this is what I wanted to show was this is the spoiler of why he's working with the Hand here. Why they're able to convince him. They snuck into his apartment, ambushed him, all these ninjas. He kills the ninjas, the Hand ninjas. And there's this thing that she's asking him if one of these knives belongs to him. Does one of these belong to you? No, but this does. Who sent you? Yes, I thought you might say that. But we have something that will change your mind. I apologize for this intrusion upon your sanctum, but a test was required, one I was confident you would pass. We of the Hand are not here as assassins, but as saviors. We come with an offer, the chance to fulfill your true destiny, and a gift. Now look closely and tell me, Frank, do you see anything that belongs to you? And what she has brought is... or you can see it's like a lady, and the lady is, spoilers, it's his dead wife, but now she's alive. What? Okay, but she's got all these wounds on her, and it tells you in here. Why does it keep going back up to the top? I want to find there's a line in here I want to show you too, because I really liked it. And this is where we saw that Frank, as a kid, he was a fan of Captain America, and a fan of drawing skulls and people on fire. I like when comics. So I'm saying I'm not entirely unhappy with this. Some of it I think is kind of, but I love when comic artists will put in like drawings from someone else inside their drawing. So these are supposed to be like Frank's drawings as a kid. Like, is there a way? There's probably no way I can flip this upside down. If I spin the thing around, no, that won't work. Okay, well, anyways, just maybe flip your own TV upside down. To flip your TV around on the wall, or if it's on a phone. I think these are just funny. Like him with a chainsaw. Him chasing somebody with a bat with spikes in it. Drawing different Punisher skulls. So I like that. It has this whole... Why does it keep going back up to the top? Like I said, he's back with his wife. Yeah, okay. And so they brought his dead wife back that had died in the park, and that's how they're getting him to be the head of the Hand. Where's the line I'm thinking of? I'm gonna have to. I don't want to have to go through every page of this thing, but. It's Jason Aaron. He's telling all this story, but then there's some of it that's just they all got to come before him. This screen is so slippery. You think bringing me a fancy machine gun will make me stop? Like, the costume is just goofy. I can't go through, say it's okay. Like, why is his eyes growing red? Why? Because of the hand? The beast or whatever they call it? I don't know. But he looks goofy in this kind of, it's not quite a ninja outfit. It's not quite a samurai. It's just goofy looking. Okay, like, look at that. It's not the Punisher. Why has he got like a goofy robe on and a hood? Like he's inside and he's wearing a hood and like, no, stop it. Stop. Sorry, Jesus Saez and Paul Azaketa or whatever. It's just goofy. It's just goofy. Okay, there's no other way to explain that. Look at this. It just is not the demon skull thing. And this is, they have to go before this giant statue of the beast. Standing before the altar of the beast. It's kind of hard to think that this is somehow the justice that Frank has been pursuing all his life. The vengeance against evil is all because of this thing. That's not, no. Let me go back to all, like I said, I'm not trying to go through, sorry if you're getting dizzy from flipping through these things, but this is what the app does, okay? It's just how it is, okay? So there's like a lot of, him running around and killing more people, more things from him as a kid. There's a bit, with his wife, his dead wife, who's now been resurrected by the hand through their ninja magic or whatever. Like, anytime you start adding magic stuff just to, like, do something goofy and be like, oh, it's magic. It takes something away from me, right? Especially with the Punisher. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't get the Punisher comics where they made him into, like, Cosmic Ghost Rider or the Frankencastle or whatever. That's not what the Punisher is. There's a whole bunch of other comic book heroes and vigilantes and whatnot if you want to have goofy stuff. The Punisher is just, he doesn't mix with that. It doesn't work. But, we have his wife. The kids, somehow they couldn't resurrect the kids or something. And she's trying to figure out, we got to go back to the park. We left the kids at the park. And she's freaking out. She can't remember stuff that happened. And, they take her back. They inject her with something to put her to sleep. To get her back to the crib or whatever. I don't know, guys. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff that it's just, I don't know. There's something about it that's just goofy. Ends up just being goofy. And like I said, that's to me, I think to a lot of people, that's just not what the Punisher is, He's not a goofy character. He's he's something, he's kind of like in the way like Batman. Batman gets too much into the goofy levels of stuff. It loses something. Part of Batman's appeal is that, he could theoretically be like a real person, right? Peak of human conditioning or something. Where is the line I'm thinking? Jeez. And this is the other thing. There's this whole business with, this is Ares, the literal god of war from Greek mythology. Him and the Punisher have to fight, and we'll kind of come back to that in a second. I'll go on to, there's a more recent article from CBR that, spoilers, but they've already published the spoilers, so who cares? Punisher defeats Ares and becomes the new god of war himself. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, there's just something about it that, it takes something away from the Punisher. It turns him from being a realistic character that you can relate to more easily. It turns him into this goofy, kind of just fake thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not. I'm gonna scream. I cannot figure out where this friggin' line is because it's the funniest line in here. At least for me, it's the funniest because we always used to say it, and now I see Jason Aaron saying it in here, and I thought that was hilarious. Oh, maybe, is this it? Yes. This is... The beast has walked with you since the very beginning, and you have performed miracles in his name. Tell me, how many more have you killed since that day in Queens? Not enough. My friend, Mr. 123, you guys used to say, how many people have you killed? I'd say, not enough. So when I saw this in the comic, it made me think of that. The fun times I've had with different friends, But But then, it took me out of it because Frank Castle, you were too beautiful for words. This is the high priestess of the ninja clan, the hand. Not enough. I love that. I love that. But not a big fan of this book. It's like I said, it's I recommend reading it at least, but and I feel bad saying this because I know comic book shops are in a bind and everything, but like I would assume it's probably like $20 to buy the physical version of this, or to buy the digital version if you can somehow still buy it off of the apps or whatever. I wouldn't pay no $20 for this. Like, it's not, I got done reading it and I was like, not happy with it. Like I said, there was a couple good moments, but six issues of Punisher story that is kind of, I don't know. The whole point being to get rid of his skull. That this is the other thing I wanted to address in this. As I stated at the beginning, this was Marvel's answer to the Punisher skull being used by different individuals, different people. There's all these stories about rogue gangs of police, or is it in the military too? Or it was at protests and stuff. Right wing protests, of course, right? They have adopted the Punisher skull symbol, cops and protesters and whatnot. And there's been, we'll go over, there's a couple of different news items through the years of people using it. And people always were complaining, not people, but, like activists, I guess, were complaining that, Marvel, and then once it was bought by Disney, that they needed to change it. They needed to change the skull. Also, Punisher's using guns. We can't have him using guns. So this is, the answer is that they changed the skull. Oh, my coffee got cold. They changed the skull, and they have him using swords and whatnot instead of guns. That's the whole thing. Like it was like the mandate to Jason Aaron. I don't know. I'll try and he didn't. I didn't see anything from Jason Aaron saying it was a mandate, but also I don't know that that's something that you would put as a writer. I don't know. And like I said before, like, look at that. It's just, part of it's okay, but that's not the Punisher. And it doesn't change anything. Like, what is that? That doesn't fix any of the things. Anyone using the Punisher symbol, are they going to stop using it now? No, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you try and debase the character or change it so that people don't like it in order to score some sort of political points. That's what I got for now. Shit. Let me pull up my other thing here. So I'm gonna get this up before the weekend. This is Monday. So this weekend is another book signing with Chelsea Banning and friends this Saturday in Ashtabula, Ohio, 28th. Pretty good books. You can scan, try and hold that. You can scan that with your phone, maybe take a screenshot. I don't know. Do what you want to do. Or just look it up on the internet. Look up Chelsea Banning. She was a new writer of fiction books. She writes Arthurian fiction. Stories about children of King Arthur and Queen Guinevere. Stuff. Has a lot of good recommendations. Stephen King recommends it. Neil Gaiman recommends it. Flavor Flav, he recommends it. Margaret Atwood, they all gave her a thumbs up, so she must be a pretty good writer. I don't know how you get all those people to give you a thumbs up, but Well, you do it by doing hard work, is what it must be, putting in the work for writing. So I'll be there along with all these other people. There's so many people. I can't say their names, so I'm giving up on all of their being able to pronounce any of their names. That's all of them. It's all listed. Look up Chelsea Banning. Look her up. She's on the social medias. She'll tell you how to get there. Like I said, Asheville, Ohio. It's 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. I'll be there selling some comics, doing pictures, doing sketches. It's gonna be a fun day. So, but that's what I got for now. More work. I'm working on comics now as we speak. Well, once I get done with this, I'm working on more comics. So, till then, till the next time, I'm not a crook.